Good evening and welcome to the Kdf Friday Bulletin that brings you trusted updates on defense matters, from operational highlights to the latest developments at the Ministry of Defense. I am Senior Private Jeff Mwangi, and here are our top stories making headlines tonight. National Defense College holds annual Cultural Day. Kenya Army Schools instructors and teaching staff hold inaugural symposium. UN envoy lauds Kenyan troops for their efforts in the Democratic Republic of Congo. Kenya and Uganda strengthen defense relations. And in sports, Commander Kenya Air Force hosts Lieutenant Colonel Paul Terment. To start us off, in a colorful display of events, Lieutenant General David Tarus, the Commander Kenya Army, joined the National Defense College community and invited guests in celebrating its annual Cultural Day. The event, held at Uhuru Gardens National Monument and Museum, saw course participants showcase their rich cultural diversity. Take a look.
The Cultural Day, themed Mitigating Climate Change Through Culture, emphasized the link between cultural practices and environmental sustainability and featured displays of traditional foods, songs, dances, cultural artifacts, clothing, and intricate costumes from various communities.
As we are all aware, this year's Cultural Day is being celebrated under the theme of mitigating climate change through culture. This could not be any better theme than this, considering symbiotic relationship that exists between culture and climate change and the negative effects that climate change has brought to mankind throughout the world.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, the mission of NDC is to prepare selected senior military officers and equivalent civil servants of the Republic of Kenya and their counterparts from allied and partner countries for higher responsibilities in the direction and management of security and other related areas of public policy.
The celebration featured 66 participants from 16 countries, including Botswana, Burundi, Egypt, Ethiopia, India, Kenya, Malawi, Namibia, Nepal, Nigeria, Rwanda, South Sudan, Somalia, Tanzania, and Uganda.
The Military Wives Association of Kenya, in partnership with Family Group Foundation, officially launched the third cohort of the Tufuzu Construction Skills and Development Training Program at the Kenya Navy Training College in Mombasa County. The event, which was presided over by Major General Paul Otieno, the Commander Kenya Navy, aims to empower youth dependents of Kenya Defense Forces by offering affordable, practical, and industry-relevant training.
A total of 100 students selected through an assessment by the MWAC Mombasa chapter are set to undergo 6 months of training. The program focuses on enhancing employability and creating sustainable income opportunities by equipping the Kenya Defense Forces dependents with technical and vocational skills in construction, especially in electrical and plumbing trades. The program, which was officially launched on 24th December 2024, has already celebrated the graduation of its first and second cohorts drawn from the Kenya Army and the Kenya Air Force.
It gives me great pleasure to launch the Tufuzu Construction Skills Program for the third cohort today, a transformative initiative that will see the KDF personnel dependents gain the much needed skills to compete in the highly marketable construction field.
Major General Mohammed Nur Hassan, the Deputy Army Commander, presided over the opening ceremony of the Kenya Army Schools Instructors and Teaching Staff Symposium at the Defense Forces Recruits Training School in Eldoret. The inaugural symposium set the stage for a transformative approach to military training schools, underscoring a collective commitment to improving professionalism and excellence in training.
With little resources, even when you are given everything, you will not deliver. It's about rearranging, it's about sequencing, it's about imagining, it's about prioritizing. That's what I urge you to do.
Major General Paul Otieno, the Commander Kenya Navy, visited Msambweni and Shimoni mainland maritime radar surveillance stations in Kwale County. The visit was a familiarization tour aimed at assessing the readiness of the stations, the state of the equipment, as well as resources available to sailors. This underscored the need to identify areas of improvement for effective operability.
During the visit, Major General Otieno met with the station's commanders and soldiers, where he was appraised on their operational readiness, morale and welfare, thus demonstrating the Kenya Navy's leadership commitment to its service personnel. He urged the sailors to embody the values of honor, courage and commitment.
Brigadier William Kamoiro, the Commander Operation Amani Boni, recently visited Kenya Defense Forces troops stationed at various locations in Lamu County.
In his address to the troops, Brigadier Kamoiro expressed his gratitude for their unwavering commitment and sacrifices in serving the nation, emphasizing the KDF's mandate to protect the sovereignty and territorial integrity of Kenya. The soldiers are actively involved in countering and degrading Al-Shabaab terrorist activities within the vast Boni Forest. Their presence in these areas has allowed local residents to continue their daily activities with the assurance that threats from the militant group are being mitigated.
Kenya Defense Forces Medical Insurance Scheme, commonly known as DEFMIS, is a pioneer post-retirement medical insurance scheme for retired Kenya Defense Forces personnel and their families. DEFMIS was constituted in 1998 to mitigate challenges faced by retirees who are vulnerable to costly chronic diseases, often leading to poverty and poor quality life in retirement. The aim of the scheme is to pool resources for the provision of affordable, accessible, and quality health care to retired KDF personnel and their families. The scheme offers a lifetime medical cover to retired Kenya Defense Forces personnel and their spouses. The cover is also extended to up to 4 children up until the age of 21 years. Members' benefits include an inpatient cover of 2 million Kenya shillings, outpatient cover of 400,000 Kenya shillings, inclusive of 30,000 Kenya shillings dental cover and an optical cover of 20,000 Kenya shillings per family renewable annually. The scheme has contracted over 300 hospitals across the country. These include public hospitals, faith-based hospitals, private hospitals, and the Ulinzi Prime Health Services hospitals. DEFMIS envisions to be a viable medical insurance scheme of choice for retired members of the Kenya Defense Forces and their families. For more details, contact 0798 999 444 or send an email to info@defmis.org, or you could visit our offices at Nyayo House, 19th floor.
In the strive towards better learning, Brigadier Bernard Oluoch, the base commander Moi Air Base and patron of Moi Air Base Primary and Junior Secondary School, officially inaugurated the competency-based curriculum classrooms at Moi Air Base in Eastleigh, Nairobi. During the visit, the base commander commended all contributors to the successful completion of the CBC classrooms and also inspecting other ongoing construction projects, including ladies' accommodation and additional classrooms for the junior secondary school.
ameshika makasi tayari kukata. Wapi makofi?
We are gathered here today to officially open the 2 classrooms that we began to construct sometime in mid-November.
Thank you once again to everyone who played a role in this achievement. Together we have made a history, and together we will continue to shape the future.
Because of the things are there for us, our school is bright and filled with cheer.
The Army Special Operations Brigade conducted a week-long officers seminar for the second half of the 2024-2025 financial year at the Special Operations Training School in Gilgil. In his address, Brigadier Saman, the brigade commander, emphasized the need for officers to adhere to KDF and ASOP values and standards in their duties. Similarly, Brigadier Oswald Opio, director of the Uhuru Gardens National Monument and Museum, also delivered a guest lecture during the seminar. Other key topics covered included army leadership and strategies, value and trust, accountability, Kenya Defence Forces Welfare Services, service law, and awareness of drugs and substance abuse. On to regional news, Christian Sanders, the United Nations Secretary General's Special Coordinator on Sexual Exploitation and Abuse, has praised Kenyan troops serving in the United Nations Stabilization Mission in the Democratic Republic of Congo for their exceptional role in promoting peace and stability in the region. Sanders made the remarks during a visit to Kenyan forces at Camp Lieutenant Masulia in Beni, North Kivu Province.
Accompanied by Force Intervention Brigade Commander Brigadier General Richard Tobias Jagunapanja and other senior military and UN officials, Sanders addressed the Kenyan Defence Forces, thanking them for their service and recognizing the government of Kenya's long-standing commitment to multilateralism and the United Nations. Lieutenant Colonel Simon Seda, the contingent commander, reiterated the Kenyan forces' dedication to upholding the highest standards of conduct, emphasizing discipline and professionalism.
Major General Don William Nabasa, the Uganda's People's Defence Forces Head of Joint Staff Plans and Strategy, together with Brigadier Samuel Kimani, Chief of Strategic Plans and Policy at the Kenya Defence Forces Headquarters, led their respective delegations in the 5th Joint Defence Committee engagements in Mbale City, Uganda. This 2-day meeting provided an opportunity for resolutions to pursue locally driven initiatives aimed at fostering peaceful coexistence among border communities, sustaining disarmament operations, and ensuring timely information sharing and coordination. In their remarks, Major General Nabasa and Brigadier Kimani highlighted the meeting as a testament to the excellent cooperation and unity of purpose between the Kenya Defence Forces and the Uganda's People's Defence Forces, and lauded the long-standing and robust mutual relations. Major General Fatima Ahmed, the Commander Kenya Air Force, hosted former marathon world record holder Lieutenant Colonel Paul Tergat at the Kenya Air Force headquarters here in Nairobi. Major General Ahmed warmly welcomed the officer, congratulating him on his remarkable athletic achievements. She commended him for his significant contribution to the world of sports and his exemplary role as an ambassador for the Kenya Air Force, the Kenya Defence Forces, and the nation at large. In response, former marathon world record holder expressed heartfelt gratitude, acknowledging the critical role the Kenya Defence Forces played in creating a supportive environment that fostered his success in athletics. In the battlefield of minds, the Kenya Army Corps of Signals hosted its inaugural chess tournament at the School of Signals in Kahawa Garrison, Nairobi. The event aimed to integrate the chess culture as a tool to enhance cognitive development, decision-making, and strategic thinking among its personnel. The tournament featured 30 participants competing in a 5-round Swiss system pairing format, in addition to fostering intellectual growth. The tournament served as a selection platform to form a team that will represent the Kenya Army Corps of Signals in the Kahawa Garrison Interformation Tournament scheduled for the 29th of January 2025. That's all for tonight. Thank you for watching. We look forward to your feedback via our official social media handles and your viewership next Friday for the KDF Friday Bulletin. I am Senior Private Jeff Mwangi. Goodbye.